So we had an interesting call last week, from a gentleman when we were doing a consulting call, and he was looking at using our services. And he asked the question, do I have to get married if I use your matchmaking services? And that's interesting, actually, because if you've followed us for a while and watch our videos, we never speak about marriage at all. We're probably the only matchmaker in the world, definitely in the Ukraine matchmaking space, who doesn't try to push this idea of marriage onto you guys out there. And there's a good reason for that. It is because marriage shouldn't be the end goal. Marriage should be just part of the process if you decide to go down that path. The end goal should be understanding relationships, getting past the cultural differences, and having a solid relationship that has great communication. You understand each other, and then it can lead into marriage as well. But if you put forth marriage on the table first, I'm looking to get married, I want to get married. Okay, that's great, that's the end goal, but there's a lot to overcome before you get to that point. So it was interesting that he had said that, because he obviously didn't want to get married. He was just like, I just want to have like a girlfriend. He didn't believe in marriage. Okay, what do you think about this?
It doesn't mean that we don't have married couples. And as you said, like, you know, our couples, especially if it is younger couple who want to have a child, like if you ask, is the marriage important for the woman? I would say, yes, it is very important for the woman. But also, of course, it depends on the age. Because what Striker is saying is that for us, the most important is to find, and like even my education for the ladies, for the guys, we want you to help to build healthy, strong, powerful, passionate relationship. And that is what our videos are about. So it depends on the situation. It depends on the country you're going to choose. Like there is one thing that, of course, like if the lady is moving to your country and for the documents, it's the only way how she can stay. Of course, people are getting married. But again, they need to be confident about that. They need to understand that, okay, we really love each other, we're in a great relationship, and that leads to the marriage. But marriage itself is not a real goal. People really, as I will repeat, for the lady, especially younger lady, marriage is like, it's a must. It's very important because like in Ukraine, it's called civil marriage, when you can live without stamp, like, you know, it's not so good because, but again, depends on the person, because some ladies think, I don't care. Some people know, I want to be married. So, but in general, the marriage, it's basically up to you, right? Like it's...
the problem with all of this focus on getting married, or maybe, you know, like marriage agency, if you wanted to use that name for, you know, businesses like what we do, is that you lose focus on what you're really trying to achieve. You know, marriage is a pen, sign on some paper, and then what? You know, if you don't have a good, strong foundation, this is what we focus on. We don't focus on the actual signing of a document. It doesn't, just because you get married, doesn't mean, and you ask any guy that's been divorced, that you have a good, sound understanding of a relationship, or that she does as well. Now, navigating whether or not she wants to get married is a whole different story, right? Because she might say, I definitely want to get married, and there's no two ways about it. How do you navigate that? I don't know.
No, again, it depends, because before people were really rushing to get married with the process, for example. If they met, then they met again, then she decided to move, and she can only move there with fiancé visa, and with fiancé visa 3 months, and they need to get married. Nowadays, situation is a bit different, like a lot of ladies already in the US, or they're going there by this program, You For You, and then there's no pressure. Basically, you leave, you know, she has her documents, you live together, enjoy, and then if you decide to marry, you get married, and then she changed her status. But there is like the pressure is a little bit off. And and we see that relationship and couples that are created by us are much more stronger now. They are more like thoughtful, I would say, like more mature, you know, because they understand there's no surprises anymore. And so they understand that, yes, I want to get married with this person, you know, and there's even like to write a prenuptial agreement, I would say. It's easier to discuss everything rather than just like when you're rushing and when you just want to do it like today.
Well, it was a step in the process. You had to apply for your documents, you had to have, you had to be married, or you had to do the K1 visa. Now you don't need to do any of that stuff. And so what that does is it takes the pressure off the relationship to get married. And there's no statistics that I can find that shows what the divorce rate is if a woman from, another country, whether it's Ukraine or whatever, moves to the United States and then they divorce. You'll always hear the outliers stories where, we were together for 3 years, once she got a green card or whatever, then she left. So, but we don't know what happens in there. Like, he might have just turned into an absolute slob. She might have been a nutcase. We don't know. So we don't actually know what the divorce rate is. But at least now, if a woman is with you, you know for certain that she's not with you for the green card, right? Just, you can only do that now because of all the stuff that's going on in, in Europe and being able to travel a lot more freely. And, so that does take the pressure off. We're actually just talking about how, if there's going to be like a new pandemic that's going to come in with this monkeypox or whatever, and, all the other stuff that happens in the world. And now is the best time ever to do this. It really is, because you can travel freely. There's no restrictions on travel or anything like that. Once all that stuff comes in, which at some point in time, no doubt it will, or the visas stop getting issued for other countries for Ukrainians, that'll be closed off. But I don't know how they're going to... I don't think they're going to kick Ukrainians out, because it seems like that they're trying to give everyone who walks in there from anywhere a citizenship. So I can't imagine them giving the people coming off through the Mexican border citizenship and not giving it to Ukrainians. So they're probably going to get it anyway. But the pressure is completely off. So all the naysayers that are out there saying, oh, they just want a green card. Well,
it's like, it was not an issue, honestly, for the last, all the 6 years that we work as a hard rocket. It was never an issue. Maybe it was like in 90s, when it was like a crisis in Ukraine, like deficits on everything. But now, honestly, I see that because I interact with ladies so much, I see that their values and goals are very different. Because even like ladies who are in Ukraine, who stayed there for whatever reason, they're meeting the guy, and if they don't like this guy, even if the guy is like, yeah, I want to, like, she can move tomorrow, they're not like, oh yeah, I already came with all my bags. No, like, they want to find a good man, they want to find a solid relationship.
Yeah.
So, but what you're saying, that it is like the easiest time right now, like, never been like that, never. So that is really cool.
Yeah.
But you need to really focus, because on the calls we sometimes hear, and if I started today, like, when will I get married? Like, please change your focus. Your focus needs to be find the right person, build happy, healthy, strong relationship, and then move to that. Like, marriage is like, I don't know, step number 5 before that. But some people focusing because they think it's a marriage agency, so I need to get married. But wait a second, like, you don't want to make mistakes that you've done in the past. Yeah,
but the first step is to understand that you probably don't know that much about relationships. So if you were single up until the age of 45, then you don't have any experience at all. You can't even look at your bad experience and go, I wouldn't do that again, and trying to move forward from that. And if you have had a relationship that turned to custard, can we say that? Turned to custard, then there are things that you must understand that you did wrong, and you can't say, well, it wasn't me, I didn't do anything, it was my ex, or maybe it was, but there's things that you would have learned from that. So you have to understand that I know some things, but now I'm going into another culture, I need to learn something else. This is step 1, and if you can master the humbleness of the realization that you really don't know anything, this is the first step. Marriage is like way down there if you decide to do it.
So you need to do Ascend.
Join Ascend, link down below.
It's our educational course, but you can read more about it there. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.
See you later.